Yeah, good morning. My name is Tommy Joseph. I'm making my second live broadcast on TBC. And this morning, I will wish to talk about the employee on the elite job and the self-employee on the TBC. I use the word self-employee. Why? Because you are the employee and you are the employer. So you are employing yourself. So this morning, briefly, what we are going to do is look at a little comparison and see how better the TBC world is. And when you underestimate you, it will put you in a place where you really will generally buy into what we are saying. Now, for instance, look at number one. One thing you have is time. Time is the only thing we share in common, nothing more apart from time. You have 24 hours a day, I have 24 hours a day. And what the elites are doing is to utilize their own 24 hours and buy off your own. And they buy your own cheap. Now, you look at it when you go out to pick up a job, elite job, they schedule you 8 hours a day, and you work for 8 hours, and they pay you peanuts. They decide, when you come, they decide when you go, they decide all the conditions attached to it, and they give you nothing. But if you go on the TBC job, where you employ yourself, you discover that you schedule your own time. I scheduled this broadcast. Nobody did for me. I scheduled it by myself ahead of time. I'm going to be here 30 minutes, and after that, I go and do other things. I am my own boss. I employ myself. I keep my own schedules. I make my own schedules. Nobody make them for me. I make them myself. So if you look at it, you are better of being your own boss. You are better of making your own schedule. There's somebody out there making the schedule for you. No, make your own schedule. That's one advantage you have. Here you are the boss. And here you are paid commensurate. In fact, more than commensurate. Why? Because the little you put in gives you much. With the elite job, you put in more and you take a peanuts. There are even times, should there be a mishap? Should you go sick? Should you get like maybe there's a traffic jam and you couldn't get to work on time? They are deducting money. On the TBC job, it's not that way. With the early job, you seek the job. On the TBC job, you don't seek any job, you enroll in. And you work at your own pace, you do things your own way. Number two, I want to talk also about payments. When you are on the early job, the processes of pursuing your salary are enormous. And therefore, you hardly, I mean hardly, can get a daily. But on the TBC job, you are open to work. The TBC job, you are paid by the second or by the minute. You finish doing whatever you are doing, conclude the deal, you cash in your money and you put it into your pocket. But the early job is not like that. It's not that way. It's entirely a different ball game. You go and then you work till the end of the week. Should something come up, there's no emergency to run to, there's nowhere to run to. Why? Because you will have to wait until you wait for the payday. There's no pay for you. So you are always better off on the TBC job. Get on the TBC job, work for yourself, don't work for anyone, schedule your time, do things the way you want it, and that's the way. Two, no, three. Every morning, you take the best of 1 hour going to job, going to work. You wake up early in the morning, face the traffic, face everything, you get to work. At the close of work, also, there you are again in another holiday because you are going at a time everybody is going to work. and you are closing at the time everybody's closing from work, and you are coming. So everybody is also and also wasted in going to job. Now you have to travel almost every day of your life to and fro to work. But on the TBC job, they said reverse is the case. Now I'm still in the comfort of my office. I can do it in the comfort of my home. I can do it on the beach. I can walk. Why? Because I can work online. On the TBC job, you work online. On the TBC job, you work wherever you want. On the TBC job, you can work while having a holiday, while having a vacation. You can work even on the beach. You can work on the hotel balcony. You can work in the restaurant. You can work anywhere. And you are your own supervisor, nobody supervising you. But on the early job, as you are coming to work, the employer elite is telling, hey, switch off your phone because I've paid for this time. Even to go to the convenience and ease yourself, you may get a query. Well, they pay you for the time, 1 minute out of it. So listen, if you compare, you will discover in this comparison, you are better off on the self-employed, being a self-employee on the TBC job. You are better off being a self-employee on the TBC job than being an employee on the elite job. Now, the fourth point I want to make is also this. When you work with the elite employee, you don't choose who you work with. You don't choose who you relate with. No, they choose who you work with. They choose who you spend your day with. They choose who you talk with throughout the day. They choose who you relate with throughout the day. They choose who you do things with throughout the day. Whether you like the people or you don't like them, you are bound to work with them. You are bound to stay with them. They irritate you, they piss you off, you are bound to remain with them. You are bound to stay on the job and take peanuts at the end of the day. Now you can't choose your partners. What? You have to work with everybody. You can meet nasty people. You can meet hard people. You can meet bad people. You can meet good people. You can have friends. You can have enemies. But you are faced with being with them on a daily basis without an option. But on the TBC job, it's not so. I choose my partners. I choose my friends. I choose who I go to. I choose who I spend time with. I choose where I go to. I choose to be with. You are bad, I kick you out of my life. You are good, or I will say, you are a friend, will socialize, we do good things together, we do business, and we are happy. Any bond, oh, I do my job, choosing my own partners, choosing my own business partner, choosing those who we think alike with. And that's the flexibility, that's the opportunity TBC gives you to work with like minds, not to work with somebody because simply our own employment and you have to do it because you have to get the peanuts the elites are giving you. So listen, jump on the bandwagon, get on the be the self-employee on the TBC. Walk your way, do things the way you want, and enjoy yourself. Now, the fifth point I want to make is on the elite employee job, for the employer on the elite job, now you discover that the elite will require a high skill, a high level of training. And this training, you are going to do it not on his expense, but on your own expense. You go out, you pay the price, you acquire the skills, you pay for it, and then you come back and he tosses a peanut to you. At times something goes wrong and what is there? Come, he doesn't know how to do it. They kick you out. The loyalty is not complete. If you cannot be the best of slaves, they kick you out. They find one for us. We don't know it. You don't have that. Isn't it at all on the self-employee on the TBC? No. TBC doesn't require you to be skilled. No, they train you. They give you all the training you need. Everything you need is provided for you. Like on my other broadcast, I told you, I don't even think admin thinks for me. And that's the truth. If you understand, admin thinks for everyone. TBC thinks for you. All the ideas they bring and put it on the blog. Just go there, get it, and you are good to go. So you cannot compare in any way the employee on the early job and the self-employed on the TBC job. No, the self-employed on the TBC job is better off. Is better off than any employee elsewhere. Why? Because you are your own boss. On the employee on the early job trains himself, and at times he comes down and they look down upon the training. But on the self-employee on the early job, on the TBC job, now is trained. Is trained. Except you refuse to, is trained. The materials are there, the facilities are there, the human resources are there, the people are there, making sure that you are skilled. You have enough skill to go out there and do it. So listen, if we're talking about employment, TBC is the end thing. TBC is the end thing. TBC has come not only to end poverty, but also to end joblessness. TBC is a job creator, creating job for virtually everyone, creating job for you, creating job for me, for my families. It is only on the TBC that I and my wife, and I and my children, and my family can be employed. It doesn't happen in many places. No, because TBC does not discriminate. The employee on the early job sees discrimination. But on the early job, on the TBC job, it's not so. Two, there are places you go to. There's one thing with TBC that baffles me. There's no racial discrimination on TBC. That's the beauty of it. Be you black, be you white, be you red, you are all one. We form a community where everybody belongs, and we are all friends. We are all equal. We are all equal. I mean, if people want this, there's no discrimination. So listen, for those of you listening to me out there, listen. You may say there's no job. No, I have a job for you. Get on TBC. You may say, oh no, in the office, well, they discriminate. Look, in TBC, there's no discrimination. Nobody even cares whether you're black or white. Nobody cares whether you're Muslim or Christian. Nobody cares about your ethnicity or about your tribe or wherever you are. Nobody cares. All we know is in the community, and we are a common agreement, never be discounted, and that's all. And you see a discounter, you report. On the early job, is not so. So, not overflow this point, let me move forward a bit. Now, on the elite job, they require a formal education. What's your qualification? Have you been to the college? What did you get in the college? A diploma, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a doctorate degree? Are you a professional? What have you got to show for it? Now, all these things create levels in the system. And that's where slavery comes in. You come in, you are skilled, you can do the job, but where's the paper? There's no paper, they put you down. Now they are forcing you to deliver, and they are refusing to pay. Well, they know you can do it. It's not about no, as whether implement. No, can you do it? Yes. And what do they look at? What they look at is, come, we have given you all. Go out and do it. Can you do it? Yes. They give you all the skills. No one cares about any formal education. Randy will always say, come, I don't have a college degree, I didn't go to university, I'm not a PhD holder. Well, I am privileged to be a PhD holder, but that doesn't make any difference. I look at Randy and every other person out there as my leaders. I see them as people who have gone ahead. I learn from them and I am doing what I'm doing and I am okay with that. That's just about what I am proud and happy about. So they don't require that. Now, the next point I really want to make is also when you go on the early job, one of the things also you found with the elite is the elite determines the number of digits you'll always have on your payroll or on your paycheck. But on the TBC job, you determine it. On the TBC job, you have an end figure cash flow, which you determine by yourself. 6 digits, that one you determine by yourself. No one anywhere would ever this is what's going to happen. No, it doesn't happen. No, it will not digits if you have for it, but it do. You are better than being an employee on the elite job. The elite is not the so. Here your income is exponential. On the elite job, monies can come which cannot be explained. It can't be interpreted how or what it happens. But on the TBC job, whatever you make, everyone knows. You can explain. It can be seen. It can be valued. It can be assessed. And therefore, no one is going to come one day with a suspicion on you. How do you make your money? How did it come all about? Where do you invest? How much? Nobody will do that. Why? Because it's exponential. The whole world knows it. The government knows it. Nobody's coming, oh, maybe tomorrow, oh, you are into drugs, or you launder money. That it all. Why? Because TBC is so explicit. It's explained. You can find it wherever you go, you know it's happening. It is happening. So on the TBC job, you find that. On the elite job, questions must come one day. How did this happen? How did this go? What happened? How did this? It doesn't happen. So I will know you'll agree with me that the best place to be is to be the self-employee on the TBC job. However, on the other hand, too, that though it's exponential, but it's also passive, it will require an action. It's exponential, but it is also passive. It's passive income. Why? Because action is required. Something has to be done to it. And that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. I'm doing something. It's passive, so now I'm acting. So TBC is overall setting encompasses all, but if you understand it, you can see that this is the way it is. On the elite job, you find entirely a different thing. Now, you work for the elite. This is the next point I'm trying to make now. You work for the elite and he pays you off. Now, retirement. When time comes to retire, what are you going to do from the elite job? Maybe you've eaten it or something with it. Is intense employee. Why? Because he creates time wealth, a long time wealth for himself. Why? Because TBC has come to stay. And now he is into it, determining how much he makes. You are a kringler, you made up your mind to be a millionaire. You are a TBC, you made up your mind to be a billionaire. And you create that wealth. The alien will never do it for you. He can never do that for you. He will always wait for you to do it for yourself. So you will always be better on be the self-employee on the TBC than being the employee on the elite job. 2, now working for the elite, too many things come that you are not going to be happy with, but you don't have an option. At times, because of the environment, the people around, those you work with, those you meet on a daily basis, the situation, circumstances, the insults, the intimidation, or the job gets boring. But you are stuck with it. There's no motivation. There's no incentive coming. Only, well, if I don't do it, how am I going to survive? So you live on a boring job. Why? Because you don't have an option. Slavery. But on the typical self-employee on the elite job is different. Nothing gets boring. Why? Because he keeps the company he wants to keep. He stays with those he wants to stay with. He does the thing he wants to do it. He stays in the comfort of his house, with his family, in the comfort of his office, with his own workers, in the comfort of his holiday at the beach or at a resort with those. It's never boring. No, he is enjoying himself. He is happy, and the job is going on. The other point is, you can also, the employee on the elite job can be stressful. He'll be stressed. Why? Because he is overworked. The question service is not there. The work is much, the paycheck is less, it can't meet his needs, and the stress is much. So now with all these kind of things, discover that the job becomes very, very stressful. But for the self-employed on the TBC, the job never gets stressful. Why? Because he works at his convenience. He works with his own time. He chooses and determines when to work and when not to work. He chooses where to be and where not to be. Why? Because his income flows in the way he expects it. He puts in more, he takes more. He puts in less, he takes less. But stress is rolled out. He's happy with his family. When he comes back home, he's a father to the children. He's a husband to the wife, and to the family members. He's a family member who somebody can spend time with for the self-TBC job. So if you broadcast, listen, see it for yourself. You need to be an employee on the, you can be a self and far from you. When you go to, like I've said, you need help. Now he places a demand on high skills. And at times, the high skills is demanding is purely a negotiation tool. To give you this job, you must have this, you must have that, you must have that, you must have that, you must have that. At the end of the day, you don't have it. So what's going to happen? I can do this. Yes, I know you can do it, but you don't have the required skills. There's no evidence to show. So if they're good, I can give you the job, but I can't pay you this. Why? Because you have nothing to show for it. Now he hires you cheap. You come to TBC, you hire yourself. What you put in, you decide what the payment is. And the payment comes out the way you expect it. TBC will say, okay, come, we've given you gifts. Share this gift to 100 people, and we'll give you 10 TBC. You go out there, you share the gift to 10 people and 10 TBC comes in. What you put in determines, and you know what's for a broadcast. On this broadcast, I know. On this broadcast, I know. I'm putting in something on this broadcast. On this broadcast, I know as I'm making this broadcast, once it is approved, I'm going to have 5 million crinkles. Now, I know what's going to come in for me. I know what is inside for me. It's decided I'm putting this in, and I know what I'm taking out. For this single broadcast I'm making, once it gets the approval, the content is okay, admin is going to credit my back office with 5 million crinkles. 30 minutes I'm putting in. And I'm educating many outside. I'm also progressing. Now, on the elite job, it's not so. It's only on the TBC job. This 30 minutes live broadcast, as at today, $400,000 US. 30 minutes. Nobody can pay you this anywhere in the world. Nobody can pay you. 30 minutes broadcast, 30 good minutes broadcast on the TBC, and 5 million crinkles. The promo is on. $400,000 US. Nobody is never paid anywhere. I am a self-employee on the TBC. Come on board. Be a self-employee on the TBC. 2, on the TBC, I am my own boss. I don't have a boss. Now, on the elite job, every employee works with a boss. The boss can be nasty. He deals out the orders, but you must take it. Here, no. I am the employee. I am the employer. I treat myself the way I should be. Why? Because I know I am serving myself. One funny thing is, whatever I'm doing here right now, I'm not doing it for admin. Neither am I doing it for Randy or the top 10 leaders or any other person out there. No, I'm doing it for myself. But there's one good thing about it, and that's why I'm happy. For what I am doing, I'm reaching out to someone out there who is joining the community. And once the community grows, I benefit. But I'm not the only beneficiary. Every other person anywhere is also a beneficiary. You are a beneficiary. Because if I bring in one person in the community on this broadcast, the value of TBC has gone on globally by 1 grain of gold. That applies to you. That applies to me. I work for myself, but somebody is benefiting. Every member in the community is benefiting. I brought over 300 people, like I said on other broadcast. It means I have raised the value of the TBC coin globally by about 320 grains of gold. That happened to my TBC and also happened to your own. I'm my own boss. They're also affecting lives. So on this job, it's the best place to be. Now, when you go on the elite job, you say you want to do business. The first is call. How much are you investing? What are you bringing in? On the TBC job, the question is, what are you investing is out of it? Come, take the gift. That's the first thing. Have the gift, be a member. Then if there's anything, it can follow. But the first thing you need to do on the TBC job, on the TBC employment, is receive a gift. It doesn't happen with the employment. It doesn't happen with the elite job. No. No elite will say, come, take a gift first before you decide whether you will put in more. No, it doesn't happen. You are coming, hey, what have you got to put? What are you going to offer us? We'll give you a job, but what can you do? What are you going to do? We are not doing. How are you going to improve what we are doing? If we bring you in, how are you going to affect us more positively? How are you going to achieve more? Would you on our board? That's first of all what they are going. What are you bringing in? But TBC says, come and take. Then go out there. So there's no better place to be. There's no better employment. There's nowhere better employment to take than the TBC. In TBC, you are the employee. You go on the early job. Okay, you are bringing a service. How is it going to bring money? How are you going to sell this service? This thing you are bringing to the innovation. How is it going to benefit us? Where are we going to take it? Where's the money going to come from? TV doesn't ask you this. Where are all your friends? Where are the poor? Everybody wants to get rich. You can work, and this is what TBC is normally. And to benefit, all you need is conduct. Take that gift. Also, pay your $10 wallet fee so that you can have the back office so that you can share the gift, because the gifts can only be shared in the back office. So share the gifts to 100 people and TBC gives you 10 TBC today is how much? About over $80 million. Free. Everybody will jump at it. By the time they see that, they come, okay, your $100 purchase will aid you here. Why? Given this, encourage them by making this purchase. Show us you believe it. Show us you trust in it, and show us your commitment. Simple. You go into that. As you are doing that, they're making a purchase from you, are making sales. Your money is coming in. But their mind is set on making money for themselves. So our time is fast spent. Well, I've gone ahead of 30 minutes, but listen. If there's any place you need to be, there's something you can afford not to do, is to stay away from TBC. Get on the board. Join us. I will see you tomorrow for another broadcast. Thank you. Stop the broadcast.